Alright, so I'm going to do a series of videos to basically give you guys an idea of what's going on through my mind as I ride. There's a million things going on in my mind, and I'm going to try to comment as I run through my mind. So right now I'm going to work, and I need to make a left turn, so constantly scan. It's a nice day out right now. It's about 9:08, so I'm running a little late. And just because you're running late doesn't mean you should just speed. And there's one thing I've learned throughout the years of riding and driving is that speeding is overrated, especially for commuting. I mean, it's not worth the tickets, and for the most part, you don't get there much faster. But anyways, I'm riding with a bunch of cars right now. I don't want to stay in their blind spots like this guy here, and I don't want to get too close to the guy in front of me because now I can't see in front of me. So someone also trying to sandwich me in between from behind. I'm going to move over to this lane position so I can see a little further out. And that way, if something in the front happens and all these cars in front of me decide to brake, I mean, at least I'll have an early warning to prevent that. I'm always constantly checking my mirrors, watching my space from this car in front of me. And let's just over since he's being erratic in his lane positioning. Every time I change lanes, I signal. And it's important to do that. To signal early and double check your blind spots every time you do it before you initiate the lane change. It's very important to do that. I mean, number one, it doesn't piss people off when you cut them off without signaling. I mean, they're already mad that you can get through without, much of a problem. At least give them the common courtesy of signaling, so at least they're not thinking you're a complete asshole. And number two, it gives them warning that you're coming in, so they're not going to try to accelerate. Therefore, increasing the probability that you won't get run into. And also double check your blind spots constantly, because even though we seem to have a full range of view, sometimes it's not as full as we think. So it's always important to double check. And plus, once you double check, you're able to see other riders that might be coming up on you. So that's always something good to do. Okay, now we're stopping, rolling out the throttle, ease on the brakes, engine brake, engine brake. It's always important to engine brake as you're coming to a stop. That way you're in the appropriate gear as you slow down. Because in any instance, if you need to accelerate quickly out of the way, then it's important to be in the correct gear to have that power from the motor to the ground. Otherwise, for example, if you're going 20 miles per hour and you need to, okay, so this car right there to our right, of course, is going to go. So you gotta be careful for these intersections without stoplights and driveways as well. But back to what I was saying, engine braking to be in the right gear. Okay, that bus is turning in, these guys are stopped, I don't want to be in the way if they decide that they don't want to wait for the bus. So I move over to the left. Okay, so as you downshift, you're in the right gear. So if you need to get out of a sticky situation, you're not in the inappropriate gear. And the reason behind that is if you need to accelerate out, and again the example, if you're going 20 miles per hour and you're in fifth gear, obviously you're not going to have that pull that you need, and you might even stall. So being in the appropriate gear allows you to be able to power through a sticky situation, or you know, if the light turns green, all of a sudden you're not, you know, stuck there slamming down on your shift lever. You can just kind of just roll on the throttle and you're good. Also in intersections, I always check both sides before initiating or going all the way through the intersection, because you never know if someone's running a red light, if they're on their cell phone or whatever, and they don't see the light turn red, then that's you they're going to hit as they pass the intersection, since you're going to be the first one out. So just pay attention to that, because I've already had a few people run red lights right in front of me, and the fact that I scanned probably saved my life. It doesn't matter how big or how small the intersection. Scan, scan, scan. Signal. Watch the space from one car to the next, or from you to the next car. Don't want to be in anyone's blind spot. Watch your back. Can't see. Move over so you can see. Just keep in mind, my eyes are never staring at the same place for more than maybe 2 or 3 seconds. My eyes are constantly changing. So all those cars right now, they're making a right turn, so everyone's slowing down. So obviously you want to act appropriately. And brake early, or slow down early. I like to use my engine brake more than my front brake to slow down at least. And even just rolling off the throttle, you know, just allows you to scrub off some speed as you come to a stop or to a turn. And I'm always constantly checking behind me as well. Constantly scanning my environment. I don't know when someone's going to come out of the blue and buzz me from the rear, so I want to be prepared for that, just in case. I mean, I'm not going to be looking at their behind me 24/7, but at the same time it gives me little, you know, the probability that something's gonna happen is decreased as I scan more and more. Lane splitting. I mean, if you really have to use your brake during lane splitting, assuming it's a stopped. It's stop traffic and your lane's splitting through that stop traffic, I like to use my rear brake, because for the most part you wouldn't be going more than, you know, 15 and 20 miles per hour. And on top of that, it gives you more control. See, that guy just ran a freaking red light. Exactly what I'm talking about. But it gives you more control on your throttle, since you won't be reaching over for your front brake. So, like I said, I like to use my rear brake, you know, just lightly, you know, ride on it, just tap it if you need to. Well, not tap it, you know, you don't want to do anything too abrupt. But when we say tap, we mean just don't go, you know, full on stomping on the brake. Just kind of lightly rest on it. And intersection with, you know, a long stretch of road, I want to slow down to scan more, making it across the intersection. I'm signaling, and I need to make a left. And that's it for now.